Well, my name is Roy Glauber. I'm a physics professor from America, from Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts. As I was fascinated by light and by everything optical, and I began myself building telescopes when I was a kid. When I was 12 years old, I built my first telescope. After that, I built two more, and I built a spectroscope. I had the handicap that I was doing it within New York City, from the top of an apartment building. And so I had a very prejudiced view of those things then, because almost nothing I could see except for the planets and a few star clusters were really very dramatic. I know the constellations very well from the time I was a kid. They are great friends of mine, and I recognize them wherever I am, though I have a bit more trouble in the southern hemisphere than in the northern hemisphere. The very idea that there are pulsars, stars that flash either in the radio range or in visible light even, hundreds of times per minute, that is quite a surprise. I decided, you know, when I was about 15 years old, that I would not be an astronomer, because it seemed to me then that astronomy had no place further to go. At that point, they had seen all the things photographically that one can easily see. But that was before whole new dimensions developed in astronomy. That was before radio astronomy, it was before satellites, and it was before time-dependent astronomy. I'd like to know how the elementary particles are put together. But I started in nuclear physics, I have worked on elementary particle physics, and I worked only at a later stage on optical physics. Quantum mechanics reveals a world that we never learned to understand when we were little. We have to develop new instincts, new ways of looking at the world to understand it quantum mechanically, and it takes time. Quantum mechanics doesn't look as strange in the year 2007 as it did when I was a student, for example, in the 1940s. It still looked then much stranger than it does now. God plays dice. Well, I happen to think he does play dice. Einstein was persuaded that he never did. But I do think Einstein was not right in that. In any case, I do think if he is not a dice player, it will never be verifiable. One will never be able to establish that he is not a dice player. I'm a bit cynical. I don't think one is apt to reach a theory of everything all at once. Those things seem to arrive in stages. Science should certainly be used for the betterment of society. It is appalling to see that that is not always the case. Science is just the systematic gathering of knowledge, and of knowledge about almost anything. It is the recording of that knowledge, the gathering, the recording, and ultimately, perhaps, the use. Science and technology, of course, are completely different things. What kind of advice to young scientists? Well, work hard. maybe you'll find something. We've worked pretty hard to find the things that we know, and we've given you a good deal of knowledge. Use it well and find more.